Hey everybody, Wheelchair Guy of Old Dominion Tech. Sorry about the video quality. I'm doing this from my Mac because I don't have anything else available at the moment. So I do apologize for that. Anyways, I'm here with you to talk about Doctor Strange. This is an origin story, and this is called The Mystic Apprentice. It's the first issue of the re-release of Doctor Strange. And it's a very interesting book. It has the original origin story that Stan Lee did back in the day, 1960s. I believe it came out in 1962. They had a 4-issue run of it. Then they went to the origin. Well, it wasn't a 4-issue run, but they had 4 issues before they had the origin story, which that origin story is in here. The story for, I guess, the first comic of this one. And then it's got another story in addition to the original 1960s Stan Lee Doctor Strange. Anyways, this is a very good read. Very quick read, you know, it's just one book. But it is a nice origin story. So basically, I want to get to it. So I'm going to explain an origin story, the origin story of Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, his full name is Dr. Stephen Strange, or Stephen Strange. He is a renowned doctor, and he's very narcissistic, very selfish, very into himself. He knows he's a great surgeon, and he charges top dollar. And he's the type of doctor, if you can't pay for him, he's not going to do any charity. He even says that. He says, like, some doctors come to him for a research project, and he's like, I don't do charities. Talk to me when you want to pay me. So basically, he's very narcissistic. You know, complete jerk. So anyways, then comes to the automobile accident. Okay, so he gets in this horrible car wreck, and of course, it causes nerve damage to his beautiful hands. Isn't karma a bitch? Anyways, so basically they put, you know, you might have seen it in the trailer, there's like these metal things all over his hands. It's like they're wired or something like that, you know, like he's got you know how they do that sometimes if you break a lot of bones. Well, anyways, it caused severe nerve damage. This means he can't be a doctor. And of course, this is a disaster. You know, this is terrible. You know, there's nothing that can be worse for him. So he goes into solitude, and then he becomes very depressed. He becomes a drifter, like a hobo of sorts, basically. And in one of these times where he's walking through some area, he hears some sailors talking about this ancient one that's in the Far East that can basically cure anybody, help anybody. So at a moment of desperation, he's like, well, I got to try this. I've heard the legend. Let me try to go to this guy and see what the Ancient One can do for me. So he goes there. He makes it up this huge mountain, and then he starts explaining his thing, and it's almost like the Ancient One already knows why he's there. He already knows, and he calls him out and says, you're doing this for selfish reasons, and, you know, and then he basically explains, I can see that there is some goodness in you. You know, why don't you try to stay here and train? Something under those lines. Maybe not exactly that. That's not verbatim. But eventually what ends up happening is basically he gets stuck on the mountain. And then, you know, he's pissed off because, you know, he's like, oh, well, he won't help me. And then, you know, he doesn't believe in all this magic that's, you know, that this Ancient One's talking about. Anyways, then there's this other guy that's his apprentice, the apprentice to the Ancient One. Stephen Strange ends up finding out that this guy is trying to kill the Ancient One, and the guy, Mordu, realizes that Doctor Strange witnessed this, so basically what he ends up doing is he ends up putting this spell on Doctor Strange where he basically puts this thing over his mouth and causes it to basically stop him from speaking and stop him from moving, so he can't warn the Ancient One about this. So anyways, basically what ends up happening is he's like, well, I can't speak of this, but I can speak of other things. So he ends up talking to the Ancient One and saying, I want to train, I want to learn everything, you know, and I want to learn more about this black magic and figure out how all this works. So anyways, and this is all in order to stop this guy, because he doesn't want him to do this. He doesn't want him to kill the Ancient One. So anyways, then the Ancient One says, oh, let me remove that spell. And then Doctor Strange is like, wait, how did you know that? He's like, a master can't, you know, an apprentice can't hide anything from his master. So basically, the Ancient One knows that his time is coming. And basically, he says to Doctor Strange, "I knew there was goodness in your heart," and so that's when he begins his training. And it's really cool because he can go from different dimensions. He can go out of his physical body, and actually, go places in spirit, that's really cool. I mean, it's really interesting. There's no other Marvel characters that are this cool, I don't think. I mean, I think a lot of them are cool, but I mean, this is something different because we've gotten so used to like Iron Man, Avengers, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, all the quintessential male, strong superheroes. But this guy isn't particularly strong. I mean, he's kind of a scrawny guy, but this is about how he uses his mind and using magic, and that's a little something different. But anyways, I'm going to see the movie this weekend. I might do a review of that as well. But go ahead and pick this up if you're looking for a good origin story just to get you into him. This is a good read. It's a real quick read. Not bad. Go by your local comic book store and check it out. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching my videos. I appreciate your patience with me. But thanks for watching, and please like, subscribe, and enjoy. Anyways, you all have a great day, and I will talk to you later.